Well, good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a virtual Monday through Friday stitching retreat. Not virtual Monday through Friday, a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me in here, follow me on my sewing journey, and I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. Good morning, everyone. Lots of folks here in the chat already. Great to see you guys. Your Yazzie bag arrived. Yay, yay. That's awesome, Georgette. Yes, the Yazzie bags have arrived. Oh, excuse me. Somebody wants attention. There. Yeah, there we are. This is Dottie and Frito. Dottie is the little one, and Frito is our big girl. You want a treat? Yeah, there you go. Get your Dave biscuits. Good girls. Yeah, you get a good one. You guys get treated all the time. You're getting fat, Dottie. Oh, here, you better finish that one. I'll tell you what, why don't we take this into the other room, and that way you guys won't get into my cords. What do you say? Let's go this way. Come on. Oh, Frito. Did you see that? Oh my goodness. I had it hanging down and she took it right out of my hand. Come on, Frito. Come on. Let's go, Frito. Come on, Frito, out. Frito, I know you want to chew. Frito, come on. Come on, baby. Come on, Frito. Good girl. Here you go, Dottie. That's for you. There you go. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, I had it hanging down from my hand, and Frito snatched it out of my fingers. Yeah, we normally don't allow that kind of behavior, but she's learning bad habits from Dottie. Dottie's a pistol, y'all. Oh my goodness, that corgi in her is certainly something else. Hold on, I'm all hung up here on my camera. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to take you for a spin. Okay, you can see, no, I didn't get that quilt on the long arm just yet. Not yet. I did get, your dog went and got her bone. Well, good, Sandy. That's funny. Today, Miss Dottie is 3 months old. She's a piece of work, y'all. I'm trying to not get hung up on my cords, and I'm not having a success at this. Hold on a second. We have problems. We have technical issues here, y'all. Just a minute. Let me drop these, and then I'm going to turn it this way, and we are disconnected. Y'all hold on a second, all right? Just a minute. Don't panic. Don't panic. Let me see. Make sure that everything... Nope, hold on a minute. We're having technical difficulties. Okay. Just a second, y'all. Let me do this. And, okay. Need to add to stage. And what is going on here? Let me go into my settings. Okay, and my camera. And something's going on. Hold on a second. Okay, so I've got my FaceTime camera working. Just a minute. I need to get that other one going. Y'all, the dogs. Well, what I was doing was turning around my table and my cables, and they got loose, and we got darkness. And here we go. It happens, y'all. Okay, you guys didn't even miss a beat. You're like, whatever. Okay. I really don't want to use that camera. I know. Here I am. Hey, that's a live for you, you guys. Nancy knows all about that, right? Of course, your husband helps you. I'm so jealous. He's so good. I'm like, ah. All right, let me check this other camera and see. I might go dark again, but hold on. I just need to make sure that everything is connected nice and tight, because this may have been the problem here. My dog is barking. Okay, that cable is tight. This cable is tight. The joys of live TV. Hold on, y'all. I want to switch cameras again. If we go dark, I'll come back to the FaceTime. So please just bear with me a little bit. And we are dark here. And that is not working. Great. Well, okay, we're going to have to do what we do. And let me go back to camera and change it back. So it looks like we're going to be on my laptop camera this morning. And my dog is barking. Let me go shut that door. This is a rough day. Is it Tuesday? I think I need tacos today. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh goodness. Oh. All right. Sorry, y'all. Oh, Dottie knows. Yes. Oh my goodness, y'all. What it's not even 8:30 in the morning. Mr. H is the best in the industry. Yeah, I guess. I know. Oh, you guys. 'Tis the joys, as we say, of live TV. Oh my gosh, I got to go get my hair cut again. My hairdresser always gets mad at me because I always trim my own bangs. And she's like, would you stop doing that? I do it to extend my trips. Anyway, hello. It isn't even Monday. I know. Well, that's what I get for turning cameras and stuff. Let me, I'm going to turn this other camera off. Maybe it needs a reboot, right? Maybe that's what it needs. And let me turn it back on here. So reboot. I really want to use the camera here. That was crazy. I know, Kay. I know. Let's see. We're powered in. We're HDMI'd. Oh, I know the problem. Let's see now. Hold on. Let me turn this on. It was a button. Michelle, you've been banned from trimming your bangs. I know. All right. We're going to try this again. One more dark spot. Hold on, you guys. Let me see if I can't make this work this time. And hopefully it's, yay, there it is. Isn't it amazing when you do things right, how it works? Oh, you guys are so gracious. I appreciate that. If I was watching this YouTube lady who couldn't get her camera straight, I'd be like, she's a quack. Or what is the word I'm looking for? A hack. And I'd flip off. Y'all understand, and I appreciate that so much. Okay. Today, I wanted to quickly go over, I got the prettiest card. I got to show you guys. Those of you that make cards, I am such a practical person that to me, cards are like my wedding invitations when Keith and I got married. I mean, I made them myself. I didn't spend a lot of money on them because my thought is people are going to throw these away. Now, not everybody does, but I do. I'm like, why am I keeping that? Yeah, I love them to death and everything. I went to their wedding and that was fun. So I don't put a lot of emphasis on cards. So like the stitched out card that I got for Mother's Day from Callie, that's all stitched on her embroidery machine, my granddaughter. I just love that, right? But I can't throw it away because it's a keepsake now because she made it with her own two little hands. That's hard for me because I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to display it forever until I drop over dead? Well, maybe. That's just not how I think. Anyway. Well, hi, Tamara, new member. Thank you for joining. Oh, is somebody criticizing? Don't criticize unless you can do it better. Was somebody criticizing, Christina? Or are you just talking about how potential viewers would see this? Use it as a bookmark. Frame it. See, Peggy, she says, I save so many cards. I'm so sentimental. Y'all, that's not how I roll. I'm not sentimental. I am to a point, but like one thing, like a memory box type thing. Anyway, I digress. I got the prettiest card and I wanted to share it with y'all. It is from Tracy B. And it says, to a material girl. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just beautiful? To a material girl. I know I grew up with my mother putting all my artwork on the refrigerator and whatnot. And I still have a scrapbook that my mom made for me. I must have been about 11 or 12 when she finally finished it, right when I got out of elementary school. And it's up in the attic. I've had it, 50 plus years. Anyway, this is so pretty. And it says made with love by Tracy. And she put a sweet little note in here. It said, I hope you like my handmade card, with a smiley face. I have so much admiration for those of you that can do this craft, because I'm not a paper crafter. This is not my jam. And I see this kind of thing and I'm like, wow. I mean, she probably had a machine print out that, or maybe she colored it herself. I don't know. That's amazing. I am so impressed that of this. And so Tracy, thank you for your lovely, lovely card. I actually have a card over here. I was looking at it the other day. It's up on my wall. I'm going to put this right next to it. And I got it. Let me show it to y'all. And it came in an envelope that says, sending handmade hugs and lots of love from Tracy's craft room. I got a stamp on the back of that. She's in Keller, Texas. But anyway, frame Callie's card. All right, Vicki. I'll keep. Oh, I'm not going to get rid of it. I might get another one next year. Then what, right? But let me show you guys this card. I got it from a viewer, and I was looking at the date on it. Y'all, it's 2020. This is the coolest little card I got. And it, who made this for me? This is from Wendy in Pearland, Texas. And it was for a congratulations on my civil service retirement. And it said card made by Wendy 2020. And I love that. So I've got the date on there, but it's a little sewing machine, very much like my logo. Can you guys see that? And it has little beads inside. So I've had this card sitting up in my sewing room right above my ironing station for 5 years. Over 5 years. So yeah, just cool, unique. I love it. I'm going to put this right by it. I adore these colors. So anyway, okay. So thank you for that, Tracy. I'm going to put that over there. All right. And then Villa Rosa Designs came out with some new patterns. A shaker card. I know, right? Isn't that cool? Neat stuff. That's something again, if it's not a pattern or a kit, I can't come up with that kind of creativity. And I adore that and admire it so much. It's just, I wish I had that. That's why on my blog, the about page is called The Creative Fraud. Because I don't do that. You keep all your notes. Well, Shay. Hi. You're going to have to up your game with Frito Love Notes. No more pieces of typing paper. Dave, you were in the military. We're just practical people. It's fine. Don't worry about upping your game. My goodness. So sweet. Okay, so the Villa Rosa Designs is a pattern company. She is the one who makes the 4x6 cards that you guys find in a lot of quilt stores. They have a monthly club. It's $8.95 a month for 5 patterns, free shipping. And she also sells fabric. But in addition to that, they have a table runner pattern club as well. And if they put out a new table runner pattern, it's $1.75. So you just put a credit card on file, and then every month these will come to you. If you buy these in the store, they're at least $2. So with the shipping, you're saving some cash there. So I wanted to share these with y'all. Let's get a little bit closer so you can see. They also have an app that is for Apple and Android. And I love to look through there when I have a pre-cut, filter just on that pre-cut. Like if I'm in the store and I see a pre-cut that I love, I can go, what can I make with that? And then you look at it and it gives you all of the fabric requirements, and you can get your pre-cut and your background fabrics and whatever else you need, and take it home and have a project. So another thing I love about Villa Rosa Designs is that if you're a beginner quilter, these are fabulous. Some of the very first quilts I ever made were Villa Rosa Designs. And this is one that is perfect for a beginner quilter. Okay. It uses 8 main fat quarters and 2 contrasting fat quarters with a 1/2 yard of binding. This is Edwina, and it finishes at 45 by 60. Let me put it my face. It finishes at 45 by 60. The issue with the pictures is they don't really show you what, it's hard with all of the patterns. So I'll show you the diagram. So there are no diagonal stitches in this at all, none. Very easy to do, very easy to put together, okay? Now this one has diagonal seams, and this is awestruck. It's a bunch of friendship stars. This star pattern is called a friendship star. It uses, let's see, 2 charm packs of 45-inch squares. It has 2 yards of backing, and it finishes at 44 by 60. This is called awestruck. Very nice. That's a cute one, right? Perfect quilt for a tween. Love it. You could use some tulip pink focus fabrics, like her little animals, in those centers. See that? That would look great. Hold on. Focus, focus, focus. This thing, it wants to focus on my face. There we go. This is adorable. Y'all see this little smiley back here? Sheila Dixon came to our retreat, and she made a bunch of these and a rope bowl, which was amazing. Couple 3 rope bowls. And she embroidered this smiley on the bottom of the rope bowl. It was incredible. Fabulous technique. But anyway, that is a free pattern from Creative Kiwi. So you embroiderers, jump over there and take a look at that. I don't have a link to it, but she's got that. So what she did was she made the bottom of a rope bowl, however big, right? And then embroidered the sun on the front. So when the sun, this was really cool. So when the sun stitched out the outline of it, right, on the top that you're looking at, she went the extra step of taking a piece of the same fabric and putting it on the bottom of the rope bowl, on the bottom of the hoop, and stitch that outline again, and then trimmed it away on the bottom of the hoop. So the sun was not only on the top, but also on the bottom of the bowl. What an amazing technique. I am just stunned by the creativity. It was just incredible. And then once she got the bottom, the side, she didn't have pattern, y'all. Once she got the bottom, the size she wanted, which was 2 or 3 rows of rope around the outside of the sun on the bottom of the bowl, then she started to turn it and went up the sides to make the rope bowl. And about halfway up, she stopped and she wrapped the same yellow fabric around a big old long piece of the rope, right? She just started twisting fabric around it. And when she did that, it made a center stripe in the middle of the bowl. And then ran out of fabric and kept going with more rows on top. I wish I had a picture of it. It was phenomenal the way it was done. And then she just finished it off with a little piece of cork and a loop. So cute. Sheila, thank you so much for bringing those. That's just amazing. Hey, Xandra's here from Sweden. Glad you're here, Xandra. Thank you for joining us. If you make rope bowls and you haven't done that, give that technique a try. That's kind of cool, right? Why not put a pumpkin in the bottom of a rope bowl? Here's Pumpkin Parade. It finishes at 45 by 56. It uses some strips. It says dark pumpkin strips. Let's see. Yes. Good use of a jelly roll. If you can find like an orange jelly roll of different shades. Perfect, perfect, perfect. 2.5-inch strips, y'all. So, I don't know. You really need the yardage fabric, because it's telling you need 3/4 of a yard of the dark pumpkin, 3/4 of a yard of the light pumpkin, and then or medium, and a 1/2 yard of light. So yeah, adorable. Absolutely adorable. Let me show you that. Okay. Awesome. Okay, Nancy from Gifts HQ is going to be at the Sewing and Quilting Expo in Fredericksburg, Virginia. You guys check her out. Go find her. All right. I don't know how to say the name. Viroqua, whatever. I do not know how to say the name. This is a small one, finishes at 42 by 48. It has 12 blocks. It says 6 by 12 blocks. The blocks finish at 6 by 12. There we go. That's a interesting one. I've never seen half of an Ohio star. Very cool. All right. Another good one for focus fabrics. And a focus fabric is, for you new quilters, a focus fabric is like, it's got a unique picture right in the middle of it, or it's the big print that you see. This would make an adorable Christmas quilt. My first thought with this one was how the Grinch stole Christmas. If you have some Grinch fabric, besties, this finishes with 16-inch blocks. It finishes at 48 by 64 or 64 by 80 with optional borders. I want this to focus here. There we go. There we go. Besties. Very cute. Kathy Clark says she thinks the rope bowls with different pumpkin faces would be cute. Now that would be adorable. Rope bowls with jack-o'-lantern faces in them. How adorable is that? Y'all, it's just amazing. That is so cute. That is so cute. What a great little bowl to hold candy in your house for Halloween, right? And they did have a table runner pattern this weekend. It is called Beachcomber. All right. I have made this particular pattern before. It used to be on, not this exact pattern, obviously. These are 6-inch blocks, and it finishes at 18 by 54. This pattern right here, see that? I actually made these, gosh, 12 years, 15 years ago. It was a Missouri Star. I can't remember the name of the fabric line, but I made these giant blocks and finished off the edges on the top and bottom. And then I sewed it through the middle of a completely white shower curtain on the front and made my own shower curtain. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Awesome, awesome. No trick-or-treaters. You know, I know, Jean, they don't do that anymore. Trick-or-treaters don't come. That's why I didn't say come, I said in your house, not for trick-or-treaters. I feel so bad for kids today who can't trick-or-treat. Wasn't that fun? And when you talk to kids about going to strangers' houses and knocking on doors, they're like, what? My mom picks me up from school. There's no way. Yeah, crazy. Days gone by. Days gone by. All right. Oh, good. Here you go. Good for you. So MS Quilter, Janet is a machine embroiderer. Just this last week, picked up a Villarosa pattern and almost finished. Good for you. You've learned half square triangles. Well done. Good for you. That's amazing. Okie doke, y'all. I am getting ready to get started on this reindeer from up on the rooftop. Now, one of my Facebook moderators, Katie, she emailed me or texted me a picture. I can't remember. I think she texted it. She's not a quilter. She's a machine embroiderer. And she texted me this picture, and I just told her I was so stinking proud of her. Let me see if I can show you guys. I'm going to embarrass you, Katie. She watches on replay. So she said she had to use the Keith Ripper a little bit. Let me look at this, y'all. Didn't she do a good job? Isn't that fabulous? Well done, my friend. Well done. She is learning how to quilt. So look at those points on that Ohio Star block. Look at that. Well done. I'm proud. Good for you. Y'all, this channel has quilters and machine embroiderers. And a blend of both. And I love it when somebody's never gotten their embroidery arm out and they're going to do a project with me and it comes out nice and they're thrilled. And I love it when embroiderers dip their toe in the quilting world and get a few scraps and get going, and oh, just warms my heart. Oh yeah. Okay. So this particular pattern, let me back you up a little bit. I love that I found my button. It was driving me crazy. I was having to reach up. So this took me over an hour to cut out. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Look at this. That's a piece of work. So these are the new Alpha Clippies. They're at the Fat Quarter Shop. I have a link below to the Fat Quarter Shop. If you scroll down, it says Fat Quarter Shop, all products. Click that, and they're called Alpha Clippies. You are sweet, Nancy. She says I'm a good teacher. So here's what I did. I cut all those pieces and just dropped one. Look at that. All those deer pieces. Oh my goodness. So the Alpha Bitties, they just came out. That's what they were, just little tiles, and they would slide around. So I put, I had lots of them, and I put fusible fleece. I did a hot glue dot or whatever, a glue dot, whatever, of fusible fleece on the back. See how that's got fusible fleece on it? That stops them from floating around on your fabric, okay, which is nice, but not good enough, right? I need them to hold on to the actual pieces in case this hits the floor, which of course has never happened to me or any of you, right? You've never flipped your project board. Raise your hand if you flipped your project board. Fun stuff, right? Let me grab that piece just a second. So piece number 7. Now this pattern went A through whatever. Okay. So if you're brand new, this is a brand new, or this is a free pattern on the Fat Quarter Shop website. So I don't mind showing it to you guys, but so it uses these A through whatever letters, right? Well, we get to Z, and on this one, they went into the doubles. Oh, thank you, Peggy. You're very sweet. Thank you for your super sticker. You're welcome. I'm not necessarily teaching you. I'm just stitching, and you're following along. So it went into the doubles. So on the pattern, you can see it went to A, A, B, B, C, C, D, D, right? Right after the Z. Well, I don't have that in Alpha Clippies. I have 0 through, or 1 through 9, 0 through 9, whatever. So I just renumbered these right here where it says AA. I made that the 1. BB made it the 2, and so on. So that's how I got all these done. And the only one I didn't use was the 0, right? The only one I didn't use. Flip more than one, Deborah. You're a pro at flipping your project boards. And y'all, if you don't use project boards, even embroiderers, I like to lay out my embroidery pieces on a project board as well. And it just makes it easy, you know, not only to work with it right here, but to pick it up and move it if I need to get it out of the way because now I'm doing something else because I squirreled, right? Or I have to stop. At least everything is in one spot. This project board, these are from Lori Holt by Bee in My Bonnet for the Fat Quarter Shop. But you can make your own if you want. And she has a video. Lori Holt has a video on how to make your own project boards. I'm a time as many kind of girl, so I just got them. They're an investment, which means they're not cheap, but they're great. And I had done one where I put tape, like duct tape on the sides instead of hot gluing fabric. And it didn't do well. It didn't last. I'll put it that way. This one I've had for years and it lasts. So anyway, so I'm going to get started on this. And if you're brand new to quilting, I know a lot of you are. I've got a lot of embroiderers that watch. Okay. And so if you're brand new to quilting, it's a puzzle, right? And you just, like it says, the first piece is take an O and a V and put them together, right? Not too hard. So I'm going to turn on my iron. On my ironing little stand right here, this is just a 3-tier cart from Amazon. It's in my Amazon store. And these are from Gray Rooster on Etsy. I have links to these. And this is a wool pressing mat from Oliso And this is my Aliso M3 Pro mini iron. Everybody always asks me, what is that? How did you do that? They make a cover for these 3-tier carts. I don't have one. So I have another 13 by 17 Steady Betty underneath this. And it's wood inside. And so that's kind of what that does. All righty. Hey, you guys. Oh, I see. Somebody just got something from Two Chicks Quilting. Yesterday, I had a video meeting with Riley Blake, the embroidery company at Riley Blake. I'm so excited. Y'all, I have seen, let me pull it up so you can see what I'm talking about. I have in my hot little digital fingers the pattern for Prim and a design. If you attend a Snapplique class, do you bring your own scan and cut to class? Dave wants to know. Dave, that depends on the facility. Sometimes they have them. Sometimes you need to bring your own. So that totally depends on the facility. They will let you know. Okay. So let me pull up let me see here. I've got the link to this below. And it's Prim. Lori Holt's Prim embroidery quilt, not her quilt. This is an embroidered quilt. All right. So let me get down to that. And I want to show you guys what we're going to make. It is gorgeous. Hold on a second. Where are we at? Let me share my screen with y'all. Let's see here. Share. And here we go. This is a pre-order, y'all. They're going to ship in November. Okay. Let me pull this down. And that's only doing that part. So let me roll it. My laptop is not rolling up this quilt. Okay, there we go. This is so, I can't get it to give me the rest of the page. That's driving me crazy. Stop it. This is so pretty. And I'm so excited to get it stitched out. And I can't wait. So I'm going to do a test stitch. I decided I'm going to make the 8x12. I made the 6x10 of the Autumn Love, and I'm going to make the 8x12. So this is really so stinking pretty. If you look at all of these blocks, there are no applique fabrics or seams on these final stitches in the seam allowance. Everything has like room on the background fabric. So there's nothing where it's in the seam allowance. These are all straight applique and stitches. These blocks right here are like a pieced in the hoop type of project. These are all pieced in the hoop where you'll get a placement line. You put your fabric on it. It'll tack it down. You fold it over, trim, all of that, right? And I will be doing that the old-fashioned way. When you're piecing in the hoop, you really need to you can't pre-cut your pieces. Don't recommend, because you might not have enough for the tack down. But anyway, let me go back. I am so bummed. There we go. There's that quilt. Look at that with the sheep. Isn't that precious? Oh my gosh, I have that magnet. It's right here. I have this magnet. That's from Prim. The fabrics in here are some B basics, B dots, B backgrounds, Prim and whatnot. Just absolutely beautiful. So stinking pretty. I can't wait to make it. So again, it is a pre-order, and I know the cat and the flowers is precious. That quilt is so charming. Absolutely charming. Now, that is not a Snapplique project. That is not Snapplique. It is an embroidery design. Snapplique is only if it was never an embroidery design, okay? If you're just cutting out your pieces with your scan and cut, you're just cutting out your pieces with your scan and cut. And that's fine. That's not Snapplique. Everybody gets that confused. So anyway, you love quilt but never bought the shapes. Well, now you don't need the shapes, Dee Dee. You don't need them, right? Because they're embroidered. So the digitizing on it, I will let you know, Lori, because I'm going to stitch out a sample block today. I got your back, my friends. We're going to get this done. So you want my t-shirt? If you walk a mile in my shoes, you might end up in a fabric store. This is from Allie M t-shirts, Allie M Quilt, sure. Allie M products, ALLIEM. I'm having a brain fart. Sorry. All right, y'all. Let me put my coffee over here so I don't knock it over. And my glasses. No such animal. Of course not. It's been that way today, hasn't it? No such animal. Do I need the trim it rulers? You need to be able, Nancy, to square up your blocks. And so, for instance, if you are stitching the 6.5, if you're stitching the 6 by 10, you need to square up 6.5. That's the finished block. The finished block size is 6 by 6. The finished block size for the 8 by 12 is 8 by 8. So Kathy says she's glad I'm working with Riley Blake on Prim. I'm very glad about that. And they are so responsive to you guys. I think it's wonderful. I did not see the basting line on this one, which is good because that basting line kind of threw us off on Autumn Love, right? So I told it because I was like, my folks are using a trimmer by George. You need to make that so that it works with that. And the basting line just doesn't do it. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't see a basting line on the stitch out. Very excited about that. Oh my goodness. Shay Shay, you have a Domino's pizza next to the quilt store? Oh, and a donut shop too. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh my word. That's double trouble for me, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to put my pattern on my handy dandy little pattern holder here and draw a diagonal line on the wrong side of fabric O squares. So here's my method. And of course, they're dark blue, so I can't see a thing, right? On all of these. Here's my method for making these points so that they turn out nice. Yeah, Domino's and Shipley right next to Stitched in Shirts. That's just mean, right? Just mean. There's a Chinese place there too, isn't there? Yeah. Y'all, my kryptonite's Panda Express. I love Panda. I ordered in. I should use a white. I have an orange here. Let me see if the orange shows up on this blue. What do they have in the commissary now, Dee Dee? I wasn't paying attention. Let me get this tilted down for y'all. Oh, Deb, they've got new to you quilt stores in Albuquerque. That's awesome. Okay, so let me see. Pull out my handy dandy 2 Chicks ruler. Yeah, 2 Chicks Quilting is doing the kits for me for this, and Prim is going to be gorgeous. I'm going to do. Let me see if I can see these. Can I see this fabric? Start in the middle. Can I see that? I can. Awesome. So, y'all, when you do, let me zoom you in and show you what I'm doing. When you do these blocks where they say it's a sew and flip. When you do a sew and flip, okay, you put the ruler corner to corner and ignore all the shreds. You put the ruler corner to corner and then you make a line. So the line is not corner to corner. It's right next to center. If the ruler is center, then the line is not, right? It looks center, but it's not. But what you need to do then is take your marker and mark a little piece and make a mark on one side. What that shows you, and this cannot be, I need a white. I need a chalk. I can't do this. Here's a white. Let me see. I think I have a white pencil in here. Or is this a white? Maybe this will work. So tasty. We'll see that. Look at this shredding fabric. I hate it. I hate it. Some of y'all had this, and the orange will ghost. See this? Can you see the line on there? I don't know if you can or not. Let me see. It did a ghost. Anyway, orange is bad about that. Okay, put this here. I just don't know if this is going to do a good job. It's not pointed. It's not pointed. I wish it was pointed. It's more dull. Ah, this is terrible. This is horrible. That's crap. Let me try this one. This is such a fat, chunky line pen. Nope, that's crap. Y'all, there's my day. That's my day. I have a thing I use when I used it in garment sewing, and I loved it, and I never got rid of it. Where is it? It's a Dritz chalk wheel. Plain old tailor's chalk will work. Yeah. I have things. I have things. The problem is there's like 40 pieces that have to be marked in that fabric. Here it is right here. This will work. This is fabulous. Tailor's chalk. And it has a little wheel. It's very fine. And it works amazing. Why can't somebody create a white marking pencil that works with a sharp point that will work on dark fabric? I mean, I don't need it very often, but when I need it, I want it to work correctly. The Sew Line chalk pencil, I don't know if I have one. Use a clover marker with Pounce iron off chalk in it. You know what? They make this. Where is it? I saw it. They make this, and this is a clover thing, and it is designed. Let me flip this up. I'm having trouble. Does this work? They call it a marking thing because you can actually like put a dent. Does that work? Well, it did. I don't know if let me look at that. Can you see it? Hold on, let me back up. There's a line there. Look at that. How about that? And it didn't make that fabric move. This stuff, I should put some Pounce chalk in it. This clover marker, this is what, yeah. Orange always ghosts. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that, but it does. Okay, so this actually worked. And then to put a little mark on the outside of it, if you're just doing them one at a time, you don't need the little mark. But if you're not doing them one at a time, you're pre-marking everything. I just don't want yellow all over my blue, and it'll do that. This works. I don't like that. Why does this have to be so hard, y'all? This is another reason I use the 1/4 inch seam guide tape down here. This is the best so far. Yeah, it left that. I'm going to put these all just right. All right. They want me to put a mark on these. So the part with the mark that's hanging out from underneath this thing is the piece that's going to be cut off. And that's important because that line is not center. Okay, I've got these all marked now. Man, that was hard. Why do I have to think about that? Okay, that's a good idea, Betsy. She said use a chalkener, dumped out the white chalk and put in iron off. I have iron off Pounce chalk. I do. I'm going to dump this out and use that. That's a good idea. I had never thought of that. I've had this thing for years and it works great. But I'm going to dump out this chalk and put in Pounce. Great idea. I'm not going to do it now because if I did it now, it'd be a one hot mess. And what am I supposed to sew this to? V. And make one. Okay, so I only need one of these blocks. And V, this is the little nose. And so I'm going to take this and put it in the, I'll just set it here on the thing. So you're going to take the part that's going to be cut off. Oh, there's one under my remote. Okay, thanks. Okay. So you're going to take the part that's going to be cut off, and you got to follow the picture, and you're going to put it on top, okay, with the marked side up in the corner. That's the part that's going to be cut off. And I say this all the time, maintain the integrity of the base shape. So the idea is that when you're looking at it from the back, you don't see any blue hanging out over the top. And then when you're looking at it from the front, you don't see a bunch of red hanging out over that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew on the line. Okay. I'm going to sew on the line. And I'm not angled properly. Okay. Now I don't use a leader or ender on this particular machine because it only has a single hole needle plate and it doesn't need it. I'm going to use my white thread. Y'all can see. Okay. My snips disappeared. They grew legs. They went with me to the retreat. I never saw them at the retreat, and they came home with me, but I don't know where they are. Okay. So now that this, see this? So this is the part that's going to be cut off. That's the part with the little mark. So you can't tell, but this side is smaller than this side, which means this line right here, this line gives us the turn of cloth that we need for you garment sewers, for this to be able to fold over and reach the point, and it's going to fit exactly. You've got the room in there. If you sew it exactly on center, you won't have the room. Now see, I've maintained the integrity of the base shape. All right. So let me press this now. This is important. I'm not having the point go over the edge or be short, okay? All right. See that? Maintain the integrity of the base shape. It's still the same shape. It's just going to be two different fabrics. And the trick to that is making sure that the short side, you hold your ruler corner to corner, mark right next to it, mark the short side. Let me open this up. Then fold it, sew it, then fold it, then press it, and now cut. Don't cut and then press, which I see people do all the time, and it works for them, and I'm amazed, but I can't do that. So I pressed it, so I know for a fact it's going to fit, and now I can cut it. And then when it opens up, it's the exact right size. Okay. Yes, this is the nose, Linda. Yes, this is the nose. Sure enough. That was stressful, cutting out those things. Yeah. That turned out beautiful. It's supposed to be 1.5 by 2.5, and it is. Perfect. Make one. So now I can just take my little nose, and I'm going to lay it down and put that little V sticker or that little V clippy right on top of it. That's it. That's how I make my flying geese, sew and flips, square and a square, anything that has that sew and flip. Okay. Always use that method, and your piecing will be better. What's next? With right sides facing, layer a fabric O square with an HH. Okay. Same thing. It's a chin unit. So I need an O square, the ones that I marked. I didn't mark one of them. Okay, so here's my O square again. I can see the line and I have my little yellow mark here, okay? Do you need to download the files for Enchanted Winter or will a USB come with the kit? I think it's a download, Jackie. I don't have mine yet. I should try the folded corner clipper, folded corner ruler? I might have one of those by Creative Grids, Game Changer. You know, my thought on that, I love Creative Grids, don't get me wrong. Use them all the time. I got lots of them right here behind me. Matter of fact, I might have one of those somewhere. But what if you don't have those? What if you don't have that, right? Either you're in the middle of a quilt and you're doing something and you don't have the right size you need, or your budget doesn't allow for it. This is the old school way to do it, that before we had all these rulers. So I like to teach that method. So I need an HH, which was number 8. Okay. So again, I'm going to put this, it says right sides together. I'm going to stitch it on the navy blue. I'm going to set it exactly on it so that there's no blue hanging over the brown and there's no brown hanging over the blue. And I'm going to stitch on the line, and the side that gets cut off is the side with the mark. That's why that's important. Wait a minute, wrong way, this way. Yeah, like that. So when I get done, it should be a 1.5 inch square. Should be. We'll see. Okay, so I've got that. And now I'm going to take this, and before I cut, I'm going to flip this point over, and I have the space in there, the turn of cloth. That is a garment sewing term that is used, that it talks about a fold. There is room in the fold. And look, it fits absolutely perfect. It is still a 1.5 inch square with a diagonal seam through the center. That is my method. So that works. I was watching a lady quilt one time, a friend of mine. I was at her house, and she wasn't cutting off these back 2 pieces. I was like, what are you doing? You need to cut those. You don't. She said, why? I said, well, you don't want to leave that bulk in your quilt. She goes, I don't care. I said, okay, it's your quilt. Knock yourself out. There. So there's my chin piece, and that's all good to go. Yeah. I have a folded corner clipper up here, I think. Is that what no, this is a perfectly slotted trimmer. I have some folded corner clippers. I have a block lock. I have all kinds of. Yeah. Those are expensive, y'all. Clippers are great. Yeah. So Amanda, no relation, Amanda Thompson, teaching basic piecing. You're not rich and the old ways still work. You are rich. Look at all the friends you have online. Rich in spirit. Yeah. I mean, those are great. Those gadgets are great. And there's a gadget for every little thing, right? But yeah, they add up. They definitely do. And to me, once you master this method, it's really a lot easier. You're not stopping looking for a tool. Okay, I need piece L right here. There are 2 of these or 1? There's 2 of them. Put that back. This is going to take a while to make this. All right, I need to make sure that the brown part from my nose is up here to my upper right. And then this goes, oh, I need to take my nose. It's like a puzzle, y'all, with the brown. And that's not how that goes. That's how that goes. Yes. All right. You have to match these just exact. I sewed something backwards the other day. I was looking at it. I'm like, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Again, get your edges exact. And y'all, to get this right is accurate cutting. That's the ticket there too, is accurate cutting. Okay. If your cutting's not accurate, lots of tools out there to manage that. These are shifting. I don't know why, but I'm going to take a little tiny, I'm going to pin the ends together down here at the bottom so they don't shift around. There we go. Okay. Perfect. And look at this perfect 1/4 inch seam. Now, I am not of the school of pressing my seams open. Which way does it say to press? On these patterns, this is where I am right here. You'll get little arrows. See the little arrows right there? That tells you which way to press your seams. Yeah, Shay, the cutting part is, I like cutting. It satisfies my OCD nature. I like that. Okay. So let me press this on my little wool press doolally here. I love it. Seam roll. You get a nice, if you use a seam roll and a clapper, you get a nice flat seam. And it's just as flat in my mind, as if you were pressing it open. But if you're pressing it open, it's very hard to nest. And to me, it creates a spot for holes. Look how perfect that 1/4 inch seam is right there. Tiny Talkie Tina, what's the next project I'm going to work on? I got a bunch in the works, right? So I'm messing around with this one. I'm still working on Autumn Love. I'm going to start Prim in November, so we have a little bit before that. October 1st, we are going to do the Joy Pillow, which is a sew along, embroider along, snapplique along, very easy. Enchanted Winter is in the queue. Yes, that's probably do those Tuesdays and Thursdays as soon as I get the digital files. And I've got some long arming I need to do. Yeah, there's a lot going on. And I don't put it on my blog because I can't keep up with my own stuff. Oh my gosh, y'all. There's our hour. That went by fast. And I'm just making my nose. That's all I'm doing. My nose. Okay. Now, when you put your strip on here, you want to make sure that it's straight. You don't want it off to the side, right? Okay. Still working on Quilted Snowman. Somebody brought that for show and tell at the retreat. Very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, that's perfect. Which way do I press it? Toward the L. Okay, good. And I got to change my ironing board cover. Yes, Larissa, I'm busy, y'all. And I told my husband, I said, sometime this week, need for you to put, adding all of my new shelves on my wall. I'm going to take down She Who Sews, and I'm going to put on all my new shelves for all of my new glide threads that need to go up on the wall. I need to trim this and get these. This thing needs a haircut. Nice and straight. Every piece is perfect together. Good. We just needed a little haircut. I don't want all these shreds, but this looks good. Oh, let me get that. All right, there's my nose and my chin. Nice. Worked out perfect. Worked out perfect. All right, you guys, this has been fun. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your patience with the black screen. At least we still had audio and you knew I was here, not leaving you behind, right? Tech, it works great when it works. All right, y'all. I will see you in the morning, and please give the video a thumbs up. Helps the algorithm a whole lot, helps my channel. I love it. Thank you to everyone who has joined the membership. I've got a video coming out first week of October while we are in Houston at Market for y'all for a snap applique lesson. Okay. We will talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye.